How ancient Spartan tactics can make her chase you. 7 Stoic secrets. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that might sound a little unconventional. We're going to explore how the dating strategies of ancient Spartans can actually help you in today's modern dating landscape. I know, Spartans and dating. It might seem like a stretch, but stick with me, because what you're about to learn could completely change how you approach attraction and relationships. Think about it. In the dating world, many men feel like they're constantly chasing, constantly putting in all the effort, and often feeling like they're coming up short. Studies show that a staggering 92% of men struggle to trigger genuine, lasting desire in women. 92%! That's almost everyone. Why is this happening? And more importantly, how do you become part of the other 8%? The Spartan solution. Well, let's rewind the clock 2,500 years. Imagine the Spartans, feared warriors, renowned for their discipline, their self-control, and their unwavering focus. They weren't just physically strong, they were mentally and emotionally fortified. And believe it or not, the principles that made them formidable on the battlefield can be directly applied to becoming more attractive and confident in your dating life. We're not talking about becoming aggressive or emotionless robots. Instead, we're going to uncover 7 Stoic secrets hidden within the Spartan ethos. These secrets aren't about manipulation or cheesy pickup lines. They're about cultivating a powerful warrior mindset, a mindset rooted in Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that emphasized virtue, reason, and self-control. Stoicism and modern relevance. Stoicism, at its core, is about mastering yourself. It's about emotional resilience, inner strength, and living in accordance with your values. It's about focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, and letting go of what you can't. And guess what? These are precisely the qualities that women find incredibly attractive. Confidence, self-assuredness, and a man who isn't easily swayed by external validation. We'll also touch on modern behavioral psychology, showing you why these Stoic Spartan tactics are not just ancient wisdom, but are actually deeply rooted in how human attraction works. Forget the nice guy routine that often leads to the friend zone. Forget chasing after fleeting validation. Today, we're building a foundation of genuine magnetic attraction from the inside out. The Spartan philosophy of emotional control. Let's start with the bedrock of Spartan strength, emotional control. For Spartans, emotions weren't something to be indulged. They were tools to be mastered. This aligns perfectly with Stoic philosophy, which teaches us that our emotions are often based on judgments and perceptions, not necessarily reality itself. The laconic word technique, silence as power. Let's talk about the laconic word technique. Laconic itself comes from Laconia, the region of Greece where Sparta was located. Spartans were famous for their brevity of speech. They were masters of understatement, using few words to convey maximum meaning. Think about it. Silence can be incredibly powerful. In a world of constant noise and oversharing, a man who speaks deliberately and concisely stands out. Case study: brevity in communication and perceived value. Imagine 2 scenarios. Scenario 1. You're texting a woman you're interested in. She sends a casual message like, "Hey, how's your day going?" The modern dating weakness response is to immediately unload everything about your day in a flurry of texts, detailing every meeting, every thought, every minor inconvenience. You're essentially overinvesting your attention and energy right away, making yourself instantly available and, frankly, a bit needy. Scenario 2, the laconic word approach. She texts, "Hey, how's your day going?" You reply simply, "Productive." "Yours?" Or, "Good, just wrapped up a project. What about you?" You're responding politely, but you're not oversharing. You're maintaining a sense of mystery, and you're not making yourself overly accessible. Why does this work? Brevity creates perceived value. When you're not constantly talking or texting, your words become more impactful when you do speak. It suggests you're busy, you're focused, and your time is valuable. It also creates a sense of intrigue. She's left wondering what you're really thinking, what you're really doing. This subtle mystery is incredibly attractive. It makes her want to learn more about you, to chase that information. Practical tip: practice being more concise in your communication. Resist the urge to over-explain or fill silences with unnecessary chatter. Let your actions and your presence speak louder than your words. Endurance training for rejection. Next, let's tackle rejection. Rejection is an inevitable part of dating. It stings, it can hurt your ego, and for many men, it can be completely paralyzing. But for Spartans and for Stoics, setbacks weren't seen as failures, but as opportunities for growth. Spartan agoge analogy and reframing setbacks. Think about the Spartan agoge, their brutal training regime. It wasn't designed to be easy. It was designed to break them down, to push them to their absolute limits, and to forge them into resilient warriors. Rejection in dating is your agoge. It's a test of your mental fortitude. It's not about avoiding rejection altogether. That's impossible. It's about how you respond to it. The modern dating weakness is to internalize rejection as a personal flaw. To think, I'm not good enough, I'm not attractive enough, something must be wrong with me. This self-doubt is a killer of attraction. It projects insecurity and neediness. The Stoic Spartan approach is to reframe rejection. Instead of seeing it as a personal failing, see it as data. Maybe you weren't compatible with that person. Maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe it's simply a numbers game. Don't take it personally. Learn from it, adjust your approach if needed, and move on. Practical tip: practice emotional detachment from outcomes. Go into dating interactions with a mindset of curiosity and exploration, not desperate need for validation. When you face rejection, and you will, acknowledge the feeling, but don't dwell on it. Use it as fuel to become stronger and more resilient. Think of it as endurance training for rejection. Each time you face it and overcome it, you become mentally tougher and more attractive. Section 2. 3 Stoic Tactics to Trigger Pursuit section. E2. Now, let's get into the actionable tactics. Here are 3 Stoic Spartan strategies you can use to subtly trigger pursuit and create genuine attraction. These aren't manipulative tricks. They're about embodying a mindset that naturally draws people in. Tactic 1. The Phalanx Strategy. Creating unbreakable boundaries. Tactic number 1. The Phalanx Strategy. Creating unbreakable boundaries. The phalanx was the Spartans' legendary battle formation, a wall of shields and spears, impenetrable and disciplined. In dating, your boundaries are your phalanx. They are the lines you draw to protect your time, your energy, your emotions, and your values. Boundaries versus modern simping. The modern dating weakness here is simping. Simping, in dating terms, is essentially the opposite of having boundaries. It's putting a woman on a pedestal, prioritizing her needs and desires above your own, constantly seeking her approval, and often sacrificing your own self-respect in the process. Simping screams insecurity and low value. It repels attraction. The Spartan phalanx approach is to establish clear, healthy boundaries. This means time boundaries. Don't be constantly available at her beck and call. Have your own life, your own commitments, your own priorities. If you're always dropping everything to accommodate her, you're signaling that your time isn't valuable. Emotional boundaries. Don't overinvest emotionally too early. Take things at a reasonable pace. Don't pour out your heart and soul on the first few dates. Observe, assess, and build connection gradually. Protect your emotional vulnerability. Respect boundaries. Demand respect for your boundaries. If she consistently pushes your boundaries or disregards your needs, that's a red flag. A high-value man doesn't tolerate disrespect. He calmly and firmly reinforces his boundaries or walks away if necessary. Why boundaries are attractive. Boundaries signal self-respect, self-worth, and confidence. They show that you value yourself and you're not desperate for anyone's approval. Ironically, having boundaries makes you more desirable because it suggests you have options, you have standards, and you're not easily manipulated. It creates respect. And yes, even a sense of challenge that can be very attractive. Tactic 2. Thermopylae mindset. Leveraging scarcity and mystery. Remember the Battle of Thermopylae? 300 Spartans bravely held off a massive Persian army. They were outnumbered, but they strategically used the terrain to their advantage, creating scarcity and making it incredibly difficult for the Persians to overwhelm them. Scarcity and mystery. In dating, scarcity and mystery are powerful tools for attraction. The modern dating weakness is overexposure. Constantly being in contact, oversharing on social media, revealing every detail of your life too soon. This creates familiarity, and familiarity can breed, well, not necessarily contempt, but definitely a lack of intrigue. You become predictable, and predictability is the opposite of exciting. The Thermopylae mindset means strategically creating scarcity and maintaining an air of mystery. This doesn't mean playing games or being deliberately deceitful. It means don't be constantly available. Don't respond to every text instantly. Don't always be the one initiating contact. Let there be some space, some time for her to wonder about you. Reveal yourself gradually. Don't dump your entire life story on the first date. Share information in layers, allowing her to discover new things about you over time. Like peeling back an onion, each layer reveals something new and keeps her interested. Be unpredictable. Don't be completely predictable in your routines or your behavior. Surprise her occasionally. Keep her guessing in a positive and intriguing way. Why scarcity? And mystery work. Human beings are naturally drawn to what is rare and unknown. Scarcity increases perceived value. Mystery sparks curiosity and imagination. When you're not an open book, when you're not constantly available, you become more intriguing, more desirable. She'll be more likely to invest her time and energy in trying to figure you out, to chase that connection. Tactic 3. Helot economy principle. Avoiding overinvestment in attention-hot validation. In ancient Sparta, the Helots were a slave class who supported the Spartan warrior society. The Spartans were dependent on the Helots for their basic needs, but they never became slaves to their reliance on them. Internal versus external validation. The modern dating weakness is seeking external validation, constantly needing her approval, fishing for compliments, relying on her attention to feel good about yourself. This is like becoming a helot in your own dating life. Your self-worth becomes dependent on external sources, specifically her validation. This is incredibly unattractive and disempowering. The helot economy principle means building your self-worth from within. It means focus on internal validation. Find your sense of worth and value in your own accomplishments, your own character, your own values, and your own passions. Don't rely on her or anyone else to tell you you're good enough. Don't chase validation. Resist the urge to constantly seek her approval or attention. Don't fish for compliments. Don't constantly check your phone for her messages. Be secure in yourself, regardless of her external validation. Have options and abundance mindset. Develop an abundance mindset in dating. Understand that there are many amazing women out there. Don't fixate on one person and become overly invested in her validation. Have options. Be open to meeting new people and understand that you are a prize, not someone who needs to beg for attention. Why internal validation is powerful. When you're not seeking external validation, you project confidence and self-sufficiency. You become less needy, less desperate, and more attractive. Women are naturally drawn to men who are self-assured and who don't require constant reassurance. You become the prize, the one being pursued rather than the pursuer. Section 3. Modern adaptations. So, how do you actually put these ancient Spartan tactics into practice in today's dating world? Let's look at a real-world example and then some actionable steps you can take right now. Case study, Reddit user, applying Spartan tactics. I recently came across a fascinating story on Reddit, and I've blurred out the username for privacy. A user posted about being stuck in a situationship, that ambiguous zone where it's more than friends, but less than a relationship. He felt like he was always initiating contact, putting in all the effort, and she was kind of lukewarm. He was essentially in modern dating weakness mode. He stumbled across some articles about Stoicism, and inspired by the principles of self-control and boundaries, he decided to try a Spartan approach. He implemented a few key changes. Reduced contact. He stopped initiating contact as much. He didn't disappear completely, but he significantly dialed back his texting and calls. He leveraged the laconic word and Thermopylae mindset, creating scarcity and mystery. Focused on self-improvement. He channeled his energy into himself. He started going to the gym consistently, focused on his career goals, and picked up a new hobby. He embraced the Helot economy principle by building internal validation. Established boundaries. When she did reach out, he was polite but not overly eager. He set clear boundaries around his time and energy. He implemented the phalanx strategy. The result? Within a couple of weeks, she started reaching out more. She became more invested in the conversations. She started asking him out. The dynamic completely shifted. By pulling back, by focusing on himself, and by establishing boundaries, he actually triggered her pursuit. He reversed the situationship and moved it towards a more balanced and desirable dynamic. Actionable steps. Daily rituals to build discipline. Okay, so that's a powerful example. But how do you cultivate this warrior mindset in your own life? Here are some actionable daily rituals you can incorporate to build discipline and embody these Stoic Spartan principles. Cold exposure. Start your day with a cold shower. It's uncomfortable, yes, but that's the point. It builds mental resilience, discipline, and forces you to confront discomfort head-on. Just like the Spartan agoge, it's a daily dose of mental toughness training. Stoic journaling. Take 5 to 10 minutes each day to journal. Reflect on your emotions, your actions, and your reactions. Identify areas where you can practice more emotional control. Write down your boundaries and reaffirm your commitment to them. Stoicism is about self-awareness, and journaling is a powerful tool for self-reflection. Focused work, purposeful activity. Dedicate time each day to focused work on your goals, your passions, your career, or your hobbies. This reinforces the Helot economy principle, building internal validation through accomplishment and purpose. Spartans were focused on their duty to Sparta. You need to be focused on your duty to yourself and your own growth. Mindful presence. Practice mindfulness throughout the day. Be present in your interactions. Listen actively. Be deliberate in your communication, the laconic word. Avoid getting caught up in anxious thoughts or future projections. Stoicism is about living in the present moment and controlling your reactions to external events. Conclusion. So, there you have it. 7 Stoic secrets inspired by ancient Spartan tactics to help you command attraction and eliminate those modern dating weaknesses that are holding you back. Remember, this isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about unlocking the warrior mindset within you, a mindset of self-control, resilience, and inner strength. By mastering your emotions, setting boundaries, leveraging scarcity and mystery, and building your self-worth from within, You'll naturally become more attractive, more confident, and more likely to trigger genuine pursuit. Stop chasing, start attracting. Embrace the Spartan Stoic approach and watch how your dating life transforms. If you found these Stoic strategies valuable, smash that like button, subscribe for more warrior wisdom, and hit the bell to never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.